Fallout 76's Expeditions is set to release next year in 2022, and the first place that we're being sent to explore is the fan-favorite DLC from Fallout 3, The Pit. We're all really excited to see how this will be implemented into Fallout 76 and just how we'll be set to explore it, if it'll be the same map or not, or if it'll be the same one but maybe with a little bit of changes, but definitely the updated graphics will be amazing to explore again. Expeditions also opens up new opportunities for us to explore other fan-favorite locations from Fallout 1 all the way to Fallout 4. So in today's video, I'll be going over the top 5 most wanted places that we want to explore within the new Expeditions update coming up next year. Now for these locations, I tried to stay with locations that have been in past Fallout games, all the way from Fallout 1 all the way to Fallout 4. With the exclusion of 1. This list is also a mixture of my opinions and some opinions from the Reddit community that I went to ask over on the Fallout 76 subreddit. Now, I know there are people that care about the Fallout canon. Nobody wants to travel from Appalachia all the way over to the west coast of California. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of the topic at hand, I really don't give a shit. Just to keep that in mind. First up on our list, we have a location that has not been in any Fallout game, and it's been highly requested by the Fallout community, and that's New York City. New York has a bit of a vague spot within the Fallout lore, which is quite surprising to me. New York has been mentioned a couple times within the Fallout lore, and within Fallout 4, we do know that it took a direct hit from a nuke.
Yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation.
What?
We seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations. We do have coming in. That's, confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania.
But a location like New York City, just that alone could pack so much content that I could just spend days exploring the city. Not to mention the amount of lore that you could pack within the city as well is just insane. Which, quite honestly, that's probably the reason why Bethesda hasn't fully developed a New York location, as that would just take so much development time into making a location that big. Now, people have commented on the fact that New York is just a place that it's kind of too big to have within Expeditions, and it would really fit more for a game like Fallout 5. But I had to go with New York because that's my most requested place that I would love to explore within a Fallout game, and the community somewhat agrees with me, so I had to put it number 1. The rest of this list will be places that have been in past Fallout games, and the number 1 place that the community seems that they want to revisit is none other than the capital Wasteland from Fallout 3. And that is an option that I strongly agree with. The chance to actually revisit the capital Wasteland with Fallout 76's updated graphics would just be amazing. The only thing that people seem to be disagreeing with is how much of the original map would they want to be included within Expeditions. Some people only want the surrounding area around DC because they just didn't like how the city was set up during the gameplay. There were points in the game where you couldn't get past certain barriers because there was a huge rubble pile in the way of the path that you were trying to go to. So you would have to go around the entire map just to get to 10 feet of where you wanted to be originally. Sure, I can understand how very irritating that is, but if we were to have that in Expeditions, I feel like that's something that Bethesda wouldn't do this time around. And then you have some people that just want to have the entire map. Me personally, I think it'd be cool to just stick with the DC area and expand upon that. Make the city a bit bigger to explore and just leave out the rest of the outskirts of the DC area. They could make the city bigger and remove those rubble parts that you couldn't get through, and instead maybe just go over it, you know. Most importantly, if they are going to include the capital Wasteland as a part of their Expeditions, they need to keep certain creatures that were in the original Fallout 3 game, like the Centaur, for example. You can't have a capital Wasteland map in your new game without having the Centaur and any other creatures that have been included in the original game. Overall, the Capital Wasteland would be a great addition to Expeditions, as it would really keep with the Fallout 3 theme as we're getting the Pitt DLC. Next up on our list, we have a bit of an unexpected one, and that's Zion Canyon. If you're not familiar with this name, then welcome to the club. It was introduced as a part of Fallout New Vegas's DLC Honest Hearts way back in the day. Back when this DLC released, people were really pleased with it as it added a beautiful map and some new weather changing effects. They actually had to implement weather changing effects into a DLC for Fallout New Vegas because they didn't have that back then. So for all of us that are spoiled with rain and radiation storms, just think this map was where it all started in. Zion Canyon was known to have some really beautiful sights as it's a national park, not just in the game but in real life as well. So it would be really cool to see how those would look like with some upgraded graphics from Fallout 76. Now, I haven't even finished New Vegas, so I haven't even touched any of its DLCs, but nonetheless, I'd be actually really excited if this was added as a part of the expeditions. Even though it's a long distance from Appalachia to Utah, I don't really care, like I said in the beginning of the video. Also, another fun fact about Zion Canyon, it took 14 in-game days to travel from New Vegas all the way to Utah, so just keep that in mind to see how they'll do that for expeditions. For the 4th spot on this list, we have Far Harbor. Now, I know what you're thinking, we just had this DLC not even that long ago, just 5 years ago with Fallout 4. Why would we want to go back there and explore it when it's just so recent? And now, I do agree with you guys on that one. We did just have it recently, so if we want to go ahead and play Far Harbor, just hop on Fallout 4 and play it. But just remember that 76 takes place about 185 years before the events of Fallout 4. So everything that was in Fallout 4 is not like that in Fallout 76. And with Far Harbor being one of the most loved DLCs from Fallout 4, why not go ahead and explore it again? It'd be fun. Now, this is a suggestion from the community. It's not personally in my top 5, although I don't have any quarrels with replaying it again. It would be interesting to see the reason why we go back to Far Harbor. Maybe we're sent to go investigate a local vault that we didn't know that was there in Fallout 4. That would be cool. But the setting itself and how they could improve on some of the lore and just give us a little bit more info about the area in New England during the Fallout setting, it would be really cool to go investigate all of that in expeditions. Although that is just me throwing out some just random ideas. The graphics changes wouldn't be as much as an improvement, say from Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas compared to Fallout 4. Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 both run on the same game engine, and with minor updates to it, I can't really tell the difference from Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Overall, it's not really my top choice to go and revisit, although I wouldn't be against it. For the final part of this list, we go all the way back to Fallout 1 for this location. Right here, we have the glow. For us newer Fallout players that have no idea what I just said, don't worry about it, I'm right there with you. I had no idea what it was until it was brought to my attention from the Fallout community over on Reddit, and after doing some research about what it was exactly, I'm really interested in seeing it and how it could be implemented into expeditions. Even though if it was put into expeditions, it would be really contradictory to the lore. However, the glow was actually a research facility ran by West Tech before the Great War, which did experiments on the FEV virus, which is the cause of the super mutants. During the Great War, it was hit directly by a nuke which left a gaping hole at the top of the facility, which left all the exposure from the FEV virus into the atmosphere. Just imagine how irradiated that place could be. If you thought the glowing sea was bad, you've never seen the glow. Even though some of you might be down in the comments telling me that there's no way that we would get the glow in Fallout 76 because the glow takes place in Southern California and Fallout 76 takes place over in Appalachia. There's no way we'd be able to get that, which honestly, I kind of agree with you. It would actually be really cool, however, to actually get a Fallout 1 setting put into 76. If you don't mind breaking the canon a little bit, come along with me, we're going to go get some superpowers in the glow. But those are my locations that I would love to see within expeditions. Expeditions really opens up a lot of more opportunities for us to explore new locations and past locations from the Fallout series. So nonetheless, after the pit, I'm really curious to see what they'll go with next. And I'm really curious to see what you guys think we'll be going to after the pit, if they do decide to go with more locations. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, you know, all that bullshit. But mostly subscribe. But I hope to see you guys in my next video. Go ahead and click this video right here for more Fallout content. Peace.